That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Okay. Alright, selamat sore semuanya. Welcome back to our AECC Global Live session. Sore ini, thank you for joining us, whether dari YouTube, dari Instagram, atau dari Facebook. So today we are honored to have Oxford Brookes University UK joining us in this live session. And I would like to welcome Leonie, Global Recruitment Officer from Oxford Brookes University. Hi, Leonie, how are you?
Hi, Yanela. Thanks, I'm all right. I'm really glad to be here. And hello, everyone who's looking at the broadcasting.
Yeah, I think it's a good morning to you, yeah?
Yeah, there are. It's 10 a.m.
Early morning. All right. So I think before we start our talk, for our friends here who watch this live session, if you have any questions regarding studying in the UK, regarding the studying in the Oxford, about the university, or anything you want to ask, you can just type up your questions in the comments box, whether it's from YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram Live. We will actually answer your questions later on in the during the session. So yeah, just throw us as many questions as possible. So we'll be happy to answer all your curiosity. Yeah, before we start, there's a quick video about the university for you to watch. Right. It's a very short one, but it looks really lively, ambience, atmosphere there in Oxford Brookes, Leonie.
It does. It covers some of the key program we offer, and it's really nice to see the studio. The people are doing all the things they're really passionate about. So that's our goal, to keep your passion and embrace your ambitions in the UK. Hopefully, Indonesia students will find their place here.
Would you just start off with tell us about the university, like what you have to offer, where exactly Oxford Brookes is, perhaps also any of the programs that you want to highlight today?
Yeah, okay, sounds good, Yonella. So I'm just going to give a very brief introduction about the university. So we are based in southeast of England. The university has over 150 years of history. We started as a school of art. So we do have very strong arts and design and architecture program with a long history. And then we gradually becomes one of the UK top modern university with really a local and a national and an international reputation for teaching excellence. So we are located in Oxford, which is a city with rich history of education. And there is also all the brilliant minds come to Oxford. So the city itself is quite nice to and very attractive place to study at. In terms of ranking, so national ranking, I think in the UK, we're ranked about 43 among the 120 university on the Guardian University Guide. We are also number one in the UK in the QS World Ranking Top 50 under 50. So we kind of ranked top 1 in the UK and top 50 in the world. We offer quite a wide range of courses, including, I think the most popular one is like business. We've also got health and life science, and we've got the technology programs, engineering, design and architecture. We've got humanity and social science as well, which I used to study. So yeah, that's just some basic about the university.
Yeah, it's actually you have a quite broad of selection of programs. Yeah, that the students can actually study. Talking about the program, what will be the most popular one, especially if we talk about Indonesian students?
Yeah, for Indonesia student, I actually did my research. So I think the top three for applications is the international business and architecture, and a little bit mixture with accounting, finance, and economics. So I would say business, probably business is the most popular one. And we've also got a lot of application for architecture, both undergraduate and postgraduate. I think the reason is because we've got a LAM accreditation, so that's an architect accreditation I think in Malaysia, but it's widely used in Southeast Asia. So that's why architecture is also on the list. We start to seeing more applications for engineering, so motorsports engineering and computer science as well. So that's kind of the trendy subject that's become more popular.
Is it in the bachelor or postgrad
I think
level?
mainly postgraduate. I think mainly
Postgrad?
master degree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually because you have only 1 year duration if you compare to other countries. Yeah, so it's
Exactly. Yeah.
quick to study and then finish, then back to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the program they do offer work placement. Compared to probably different destination, while you have to
Yeah.
spend 2 years in studying and spending the money in accommodations, our student will do quickly 1 year and then go on work placement, which hopefully would ease their financial burden a little bit. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons they've chosen Brookes.
Yeah, do you want to just emphasize on that? Do you actually offer those kind of work placement year, or you call it like a professional placement? Is
Mm-hmm.
it is it like you offer it to almost all of your programs, or it's only for the selected one?
It's actually the majority of it. I would say business courses, I would say 80% of the business courses would offer work placement. Same for computer science. But there's a few subject that doesn't offer work placement, but we do have very strong industry link with the local company and the company across the UK and internationally to place our new graduates to those companies. But yeah, it's kind of our big brand of having work placement option among the other
Yeah.
UK universities.
Yeah, that's good. So you're not only get the degree, but you also get the experience before you actually really jump into the workplace. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, how about you perhaps got these questions quite often, Leonie. How close is the Oxford Brookes to the University of Oxford? Because a lot of people want to study in the Oxford.
Yeah, that's a question I get asked a lot, to be honest. Oxford University and Oxford Brookes University, we are two independent universities. So we both got our different registration with the government, who is the awarding body for degree and for the courses, deliver the courses. But we are based in the same city, and we do share a lot of facilities together. I think a few example would be the student society, for example. For
Yeah.
Indonesia society, we've got the whole society for the Oxford community, and they organise event together. So you get to meet people, from Oxford University, but also from Brookes University and from a lot of the language schools and the younger kids studying Oxford. So they all get together. I think Oxford is quite an international place that brings people together. Doesn't matter which university you're studying at or which school you're studying at. It's the local community. I think the culture background that brought the people together. And other facilities. I think the Oxford Union as well. So that's a debating society history by the Oxford University. So there's a lot of celebrities, politicians, and actors and actors come to give a speech. Same for all the students in Oxford University. Our student, you can go to those debates and take part in those conversations and contribute your opinion, etc. Yeah, and our student, you also get access to the Borden Library, which is the University Library of Oxford. When you're doing your final research dissertation bit, you actually have the access to the word. I would say the best library in the world to do your research, which is quite helpful sometimes.
Yeah. So it's like a
That's
student
good.
club that students can join as an extracurricular activity outside the academic study. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, definitely.
as in the city, is people are very familiar with London. How far is it from London? Can you actually
Um,
go, during the weekend easily?
Yeah, so for me, I go to London very often. So I live close to the train station,
Mm-hmm.
which is an hour to London Paddington on the train. If you are living in the campus, there is a bus as well. So it's called Oxford Tube that takes you to London every 15 minutes. So it's very frequent. And it's I think the ticket is like £15 return ticket, so it's not too expensive at all. It's stopped right in front of our campus, so it's really convenient. Like takes you to London. It takes you to the city centre as well, where the busiest the place is, and you can go shopping. And sometimes I would say if you want to go to London, it's very convenient. But the university also organise the day trip to London and to other places in the UK,
Oh.
especially for international students. And so I know what they're doing this weekend is they're taking
Mm-hmm.
students to London as an icebreaker. So they're going to go on a trip and then go to London and make friends and do some shoppings and come back and experience a little bit British culture
That's nice.
as the beginning. So this is literally the 4th weeks of the semester. So I think they're organising a different range of activities across the UK and on campus as well. So yeah, I would say fairly close to the capital. The other thing I want to mention is about the Heathrow Airport. So when our Indonesia student flying from, let's say, Jakarta, for example, and they will be landed in Heathrow Airport, which is the largest airport in London, and
Yeah.
the majority of international flight would have landed there. So it's an hour journey from the airport to our campus. Again, it's a direct bus service, so you don't have to transfer or take the train or take a taxi. So it's quite convenient as well in terms of
Mm.
transportation.
Yeah. The one that you mentioned before, is it like a field trip that kind of arranged for the new students just to make it like more bit familiar with the UK?
Yeah, I think it's more like a social activity. So it's not very
Ah.
academic focused, but it's very social focused because we want international students to meet each other. And
Mm.
obviously, it's not limited to international students. UK student they can join as well. So it's a time to make friends, and it's an icebreaker. I think it's quite important when you come to a new country and knowing nobody but your flatmates. It's very
Yeah.
important that we kind of create that space for you to meet new people, talk to people, and understand the environment a little bit.
Mm. That's nice. I think we have a video to watch about student life in Oxford Brookes. We just watch
Mhm.
it.
No matter what you're interested in, especially at Brookes, there's something for you.
I got to have my own independence.
I was very, very nervous.
One of the main things I love about the UK that I'm living in the most amazing city, Oxford. It's very historic and there's so many things you can do in the city. It's so beautiful. I can't recommend Oxford more.
The best thing for me about moving to the UK was mainly that I got to have my own independence and I got to be able to make my own decisions and do things for myself.
No matter what you're interested in, especially at Brookes, there's something for you. I've been playing for the joint ice hockey team between Oxford University and Oxford Brookes. Since moving here, it's been a fantastic experience playing with the team, and they're like my family now.
When I first moved to university, I was very, very nervous, but I found new friends within my flat. So I made friends with my new flatmates at the time. I went out and did a lot of volunteering. So there were a lot of ways to spend your time when you're going through the transition period.
At first, the move was quite difficult. I missed my friends and family back home, was feeling a little homesick. But once I got busy with my studies, once I became involved with the ice hockey team, time really flew by, and now I'm in year 3.
For me, I did a lot of research before I got here, and it really helped me get familiar with the city, so I recommend doing that as well.
Be mindful and strike a balance. So of course it's very important to set time aside for your studies, to do the things you like, and take care of yourself most importantly. But then again, learning doesn't just happen in books. You have to really get out there, immerse yourself in the culture, and enjoy the experience.
It's a beautiful city. Yeah.
It's I know one of the students from China, so she's actually studying a second year bachelor degree. She had, I think she had a really difficult time switching from a different country to the UK, but she did really well. So she was in the video. She did another article on the magazine about the local society and how Oxford community support international students. So yeah, I guess they all have really good tips. So be open-minded and go out there and have a good balance of academic work and social life.
How about living in Oxford? Perhaps you can touch on living costs in average, perhaps. So just to give our friends here the idea how affordable is it to live in Oxford.
Yeah, sure. So I'll say that the UKVI recommended living cost, but it's it varies from people to people. And someone who
It's a
really
lifestyle, depends on your lifestyle.
exactly would spend a lot of money, and other people's, like when I was a student, I did part-time work and also did voluntary work. So my living cost is a little bit lower than that. So I would say in average it's about £1,000 per month, including the accommodation fee. So yeah, I guess you're probably spending 600 on accommodations and about 300 to 400 on food and activities and living cost. So the transportation is actually included if you're living in the whole residence. You don't actually have to pay for buses, which is quite good. Yeah.
So it's roughly about 1,000 a month for you to be able to live conveniently, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And also, how about is there any kind of like perhaps people look into entertainment or what they usually do in the weekend outside the activity from the uni itself?
I say there was a lot of things I'd like to do. So the weekend we go to the cinema together, watch movies. There's a really big shopping centres in the city where you can go for food and things. I'm not really a clubbing person, but I know there's a really good clubbing a club and pubs for students. Oxford is in general quite a student-friendly city, so everything is not too expensive. It's very well afforded, and in terms of food, I think there's a lot of different cuisines, international cuisines in Oxford. So we've got really good Indonesian restaurant called Banana Tree in Oxford. We've got a bubble tea shop, several bubble tea shops. I think in Oxford, one is really close to campus. There's 3 in the city centre. So yeah, it's kind of what I like to do. In terms of the activities organized by different organizations, I think one I've mentioned previously, the university would organize icebreaker trips for international students. There's Indonesia Society. They would actively organizing activities to meet up with people from your own country. There is also, I think, all the activities happening on the theatres, playhouse that you can go for a concert, for example. And I think the ticket is really not expensive at all compared to London. Usually it's about £15 per concert. There is a museum as well if you are like into history and archaeology. we've got one of the oldest museum in the UK called Ashmolean Museum. It starts as a personal collection and then become a public museum since I think 400 years ago. So it's really nice to have that. If you like to earn some extra money, what I did is when I was a student on the weekend, I will go take the tour for the tourists to go around and explore Oxford and get paid a little bit. So it's quite nice because I think international student, you do speak a different language, and sometimes it really help with the tourists and you know they appreciate to have someone who actually live here for a long time and you know not just talk about the tourist places, but talk about the life here. So that was nice. Yeah, about that, I guess. And
Is it something like a walking tour for those tourists, and then they actually give you tips for doing what you do? Is that kind of job? Oh,
yeah,
that's
exactly. So
yeah.
it's a city tour. It's a walking tour that I did. Obviously, I did it in different language as well. I did in English as well as in Mandarin. So you know, that's two languages you can speak, and it's easy. And sometimes I think the organization, like tourist organization, they like people to speak different language. So if you're speaking Bahasa, I'm sure you know you're gonna find you a very good job. You'll be quite popular for
Yeah,
this.
it will help their job as well because a lot of tourists coming in, right? So,
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think because the city is very historical, and then that will be easy to explore within the city, or perhaps it's also for you to easily travel to other cities in UK because it's very convenient and all linked with the tube, right? The train and the bus is very easy to go anywhere in the UK. Especially those, I know a lot of Indonesian students loves football, soccer. Yeah, you can travel anywhere, then watch the game, and then back to Oxford.
That's
Like,
funny. Yeah.
yeah. Perhaps. Oh yeah. We talk about the accommodation. We do have the accommodation video that to give the audience some kind of idea how is it like to live in the accommodation inside the university. Let's watch. That's nice with a lot of facilities that they can use during the stay. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, it's really real. You can see the person in shirts and cooking, and you know, they
yeah.
were shooting in the real life kind of feeling of the accommodations.
Do you guarantee accommodation for the first year students by any chance?
Yeah, so for first year students, accommodations are guaranteed as long as you kind of follow instructions and apply by the deadline. And I think the accommodation is quite nice because when you first join the university, because everything is included, all the electricity, bills, water, internet, and everything is included. And some of the whole resident, they even got a gym, and a study room. So if you don't want to travel to the library, you can literally just study in your accommodation, have a quiet place to be at. There's also a social room. I think one of the hall got a movie room as well, so you can put the movie on and enjoy the movie with your flatmate, etc. And as I mentioned previously, it also covers a free bus pass. So the university bus is covered in accommodation fee cost as well. So first year guaranteed for sure. And in general, I think the fees it's a little bit cheaper than the Oxford average. Just bear in mind, I think Oxford is in general a little bit more expensive than other places in the UK, but definitely cheaper than London for sure. So it's about medium range of the accommodation cost.
Yeah. Tell us about the current situation today, because I know it's pandemic still going on, but I think UK university back to face mode in September. How about in Oxford Brookes at the moment?
Yes, we are all fully back on campus. So all the students are back on campus, and we are resuming all the campus activity as well. So what we did, I think, because of COVID, is the facilities we have. So, for example, there's sanitizer everywhere. There's mask provided on campus as well. There's like cleaning wipe on the art studio, for example. So when you finish your stuff, you have to wipe the place and take all your stuff with you. There's appointment system on the library, so we can keep the flow come to the library. So make sure they kind of book in advance and use the place with social distancing. And in terms of new students, the university also cover the quarantine cost as well. So because of the UK regulation, students from this country, they have to be quarantined in the hotel. The university would provide the living cost, the hotel quarantine cost for the students, just to cover that. If you don't have to quarantine in the hotel, there is a student accommodation hall that we keep our students too. So if they are from amber list country, there is an accommodation hall you can be quarantined at. Food is provided, the basic living stuff is provided as well. The accommodations team checking it weekly and daily on how they are going, etc. So we are trying to managing the pandemic the best way we can.
Yeah, we're very happy that Indonesia is out of the red list. So that will be so much. You don't need to be quarantined in the hotel, and you just do home quarantine, and it will be easier for us to actually fly in and study face to face. We're really happy with that. How about the nearest intake you have? I think you have a January intake as well, right?
Yeah. So in terms of the programs, we actually have a very large January intake. And so we've got the upcoming January intake for 2022. The programs like business, in both undergraduate and postgraduate, we will offer courses starting in January. There's, I think, 1 or 2 courses also offer work placement in January as well. So how the January intake works is when you start in January and you're not entering a course, a condensed course. So you'll be starting in January and finishing in 3 years in December. So the whole period will be either 3 years or 4 years, and not a condensed one, 2.5 years or 3.5 years. The cohort is a little bit smaller than the September intake, which is sometimes another benefit of joining the January intake as well.
Yeah. So don't worry that January intake is not a condensed one. So it's not that you have to rush to finish before September, but actually it end in December. So it's the full year, the same full year, just different intake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I think we got some questions. We will answer first, Leonie. Okay, it's from Jensen. Thanks, Jason, for the questions. Is it hard to get a part-time job there, and how's the opportunity after graduating in Oxford Brookes? How can we cope with the Oxford University as a top-ranked university? I mean,
That's a
like
good one.
maybe
Yeah.
in terms of competing the graduates, yeah.
Right. Okay. I'll answer the first one first. So, is it hard to get a part-time job? I think it's definitely not hard. Oxford in general is a quite commercial place. So, when the tourists come to the UK, the place they will be visiting is literally London, Oxford, and Cambridge. So, I think the commercial atmosphere is quite strong, and that means we do need a lot of labourers to support that commercial activities. That means easy to get part-time work. We also have, and I do encourage everyone to sign up as a student ambassador for the university. So the university also hires student ambassador to do various other activities like open days on campus, library support, or campus tour support, etc. So you can actually work for the university. How is the opportunity after graduating in Oxford Brookes? I'd say in Oxford, we have really strong industry link with the company locally and nationally. So it's quite easy we do prepare students in advance to explore your career option well in advance. We also have a dedicated career portal where you can apply for work placement and graduate jobs. So it's not like once you graduate, you're all on your own going find your own job. Is that we actually have selected certain jobs that's available on the portal that you can apply for. So I'd say career support is pretty good in Oxford Brookes compared to a lot of our university in the UK. And and how can we cope with the Oxford University graduate as top ranking university? So one factor to be mindful about, Jensen, is that Oxford University has more international students than Oxford Brookes University. They actually, I think, attract the intelligent mind from all around the world. So they actually have a lot of international students from Germany, from the US, and from Singapore. Well, Oxford Brookes is more of a local university. So I would say the local residents based in Oxford, more of them are going to Oxford Brookes than going to Oxford University. So I wouldn't worry too much about the competition, because obviously I think Oxford University graduate, they are looking at the whole globe as a career destination. So does our students. But if you're more into the local community, I think we are more close with the local community. So yeah, and I wouldn't worry too much about that. But we do have, I think the connection between the two universities is really close. So for example, we've got professors graduate from Oxford University, so very intelligent minds. And we've also got a lot of the startup company based in Oxford start with relationship with Oxford University, but also employ our graduates to work for them as well. So those are all very new and entrepreneurship company that you can work for. I think it's great that you work with the brilliant mind of the most brilliant mind of the nation, and learn a little bit more before either you want to come back or go into a different destination.
Is it safe to say that Oxford Brookes actually, as a younger university, will offer some sort of like more applied knowledge if you compare to the older one? Then what do you think?
I think you summarize it just correctly. So Oxford University, they're really based on the research and doing a lot of the research, while we are more focused on career and local support and professional development. So that's how we kind of differentiate us with another university.
Yeah, perhaps that's one of the strengths as well. As in like studying in the Oxford Brookes. Perhaps I'd like to also emphasize on the part-time job, because for students, I think students are eligible to get 20 hours per week, to work. So and you can actually work full time if you're not in the academic year, as in like during the break or holidays. So just to let our friends know. And how about the recent post study work opportunity, like the graduate work visa, Leonie? Perhaps you want to touch on that.
That's the gift for international students, isn't it? We're all really excited about it. So the graduate routes, which is known as post study working visa, is all back. Is all back now. So from this year, new graduate from the UK universities get usually 2 years after they graduating, and they get the unlimited stay in the UK and unlimited work in the UK. And I just want to mention again our career support, because when the career support is available 3 years after you graduating, so you know, once you go out there and find a job and you're not happy, you can always come back to the career support, and we can help you to find a new job. So it's going to cover the period while you're in the UK as well.
Oh, that was kind of full support even after you graduated.
Yeah, 3 years after you graduating.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, hope that answer your question, Jensen. We have next one from Ahmad. How many international students in Oxford, especially from Southeast Asia?
Oh, good one, Ahmad. So I guess we've got about 30 students from Indonesia for Brookes University. And yeah, I'm just guessing this basically. So for the Indonesia Society on Facebook, there's about 400 followers. So I guess a lot of them are still here based in Oxford. So that's for Indonesia Society, but they also organize the Oxford SEA, so OXSEA, that's the Oxford Society for Southeast Asia. So they would have, I think, more than 1,000 followers on their Facebook group. I don't know the exact number. I'm just literally judging from the Facebook followers. So yeah, I would say a very large community from both university and the local schools from Southeast Asia.
Okay. Do we have next questions? Yeah. Is there any scholarship or fellowship program in Oxford? I think fellowship is for PhD. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say the scholarship first. We have an early acceptance scholarship of £2,000 for students who apply earlier and accept their offer earlier. So if you're interested in applying to the UK, make sure you kind of discuss your option with the AECC counsellor as early as possible. So once you make your application and accept your offer, there will be a £2,000 early acceptance scholarship. The scholarship is automatically applied to any student who is qualified. So you just need to make sure you kind of meet the criteria beforehand, and there's no separate application process for that. The fellowship for PhD, there is a website called Funding Opportunity on our university homepage. If you go and find that homepage, there will be a list of funding opportunities available. Usually the fees only covers home fee plus bursary, so there will be a fee difference between the home fee and international fee, but the application is actually open for international students, so you can apply for it. If you get the fellowship, make sure you kind of know there is a fee difference that you have to make as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was the last question from the floor, Leonie. But I'd like to ask about your entry requirement, especially for postgrad, because usually people will ask, what would be the minimum GPA that you actually require to get into the Oxford Brookes?
The minimum GPA for the courses, so it really depends on the courses. If the course require a 2-1, so a second class first division, like equivalent to UK, we normally require a 2.5 GPA from Indonesia universities, and those courses require 2-1 is like architecture, built environment, real estate, and a few other courses. Apart from that, so the courses like business and international business and management or humanity and social science, they would require a 2-2 UK 2-2 degree, which is equivalent to 2.3 GPA.
Okay, yeah. So that would be the cutoff, sort of, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the minimum.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, friends, we will host a one-on-one session with Leonie this Saturday. And hopefully, perhaps there's the students that you want to talk to as well, like the current students talking about the experience. Feel free to contact us at AECC Global, so you can make we can save the spot for you, as we do have a limited one because we don't have luxury of time. Let us know by contacting us through any channels, through our website, through our Instagram, or you can WhatsApp us, or just go to acc.events as well. Feel free to save your spot to talk to Leonie even more. I mean, like more deeper about your plan, your study, and then I think Leonie will be able to advise you on which courses and anything that you want to know more about the Oxford that perhaps we don't sort of cover here. All right. Leonie, do you have anything to say to our audience as the last statement? Perhaps they're still considering to study in Oxford Brookes.
Yeah, thanks, Yanela. I think we've kind of answered most of the questions. Just a few top tips from me, I think, is prepare in advance. If you're thinking about studying in the UK, obviously apply as early as possible, so you can, leave enough time for you to sort out all the visa issues and all the and the travel issues because of the pandemic happening. And the second part is get in touch. If you want to let me know the subject area you're interested and whether it's UG or PG, we can answer your questions. I can give you a little bit more details about the program and about the university as well. And the last tip is do as much research as you can. I think together with the AECC counsellors, they have all the expertise and you need to understand the different education system, etc. If you're struggling, which one you should choose. That's all from me.
Thanks, Leonie. I want to just add about our recent promo. So there's a IHS, or the health insurance cashback for those that applying and starting for January intake. So if you're actually interested to apply, let us know. You can contact AECC Global to actually apply to Oxford Brookes, and we will give you the cashback of IHS up to 6 million rupiah, or you can also get the cashback of IELTS, 100% cashback for IELTS. So it's either one. So, but usually IHS is the big deal one. Right. Okay. So as I mentioned, don't forget to reserve your spot for this Saturday if you want to attend the one-on-one with Leonie, and we look forward to have you. Once again, thank you, Leonie, for today, for all the information about Oxford Brookes. It is definitely a beautiful city to actually study in. It's very historical, and who doesn't know Oxford, right? Okay.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was lovely to speaking to you all, and look forward to see you in Oxford sometimes.
Yeah, great. Thank you for everyone. Look forward for another session. So see you in the other live session with AECC Global. For now, stay safe and stay healthy always. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, Leonie.